America's national parks are some of the most breathtaking and important places on Earth. Set aside by the federal government for conservation, these protected lands offer a refuge for nature and a playground for visitors. With over 400 national park sites across the U.S., from historical monuments to vast wildernesses, each park tells a story of nature, history, and preservation. National parks are just one type of the 19 different kinds of sites managed by the National Park System. There are over 400 of these sites across the U.S., but only 63 carry the prestigious designation of National Park. In 2023 alone, these parks welcomed around 325 million visitors, up 4% from the previous year, showing that more people are discovering the beauty and importance of these natural wonders. The national parks have a rich history dating back to 1872, when Yellowstone was established as the first national park for the enjoyment and recreation of the general public. In the early 1900s, the discovery and sale of a mummified indigenous child sparked a fervor for archaeological artifacts, leading to widespread destruction of Native American sites. This led to the Antiquities Act of 1906, extending federal protection to objects of historic or scientific interest on public land. In 1933, President Franklin Roosevelt consolidated management of the expanding park system under the newly centralized National Park Service, ensuring consistent protection and oversight. Today, the National Park System oversees sites in all of 50 U.S. states and several territories, including Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. When Yellowstone was first established, it was in a U.S. territory, so its management fell to the federal government through the military. It wasn't until 1916 that President Woodrow Wilson created the National Park Service via the Organic Act, establishing the dual mandate of the park system, balancing the preservation of natural resources while making them available for public enjoyment. In 1963, the Leopold Report emphasized science-based policies to preserve park lands in their 19th century state. A 2012 follow-up report called for the adaptation of park management to current and future challenges, like the effects of climate change and the impact of tourism. The United States National Park System covers more than 85 million acres, protecting a vast range of landscapes, ecosystems, and historical sites. In 2023, 20 parks set new visitation records. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park remains the most visited, drawing nearly 14 million visitors last year. The Grand Canyon comes in second with just under 5 million visitors. But it's not just about visitor numbers. Biscayne National Park hosts the most diverse animal community, home to over 1,000 different wildlife species. South Carolina's Congaree National Park boasts the highest density of biodiversity, with each 40 square mile block holding an average of 362 wildlife species and 804 plant species. America's national parks are a vital refuge for wildlife, living museums of history, and places where millions of people find inspiration and adventure.